Sooner or later, the humans are going to find us up here.
Hey everyone, welcome to IAYTD. I just saw the first 2 episodes of Inhumans in IMAX, opening night, so I could tell you to stay away from it. This is super disappointing. We're not going to cover spoilers here. We'll do maybe a little spoiler section at the very end, but all of this is spoiler free. But the main point is it's disappointing. Probably my least favorite thing that Marvel has created since Iron Man came out, and this whole modern cinematic universe that they've created, this is probably the worst thing. The only thing that did work, and I want to start out positive, is Maximus as a villain is actually fairly interesting. And the actor who is from Game of Thrones, he's very malicious there. He may be typecast, but it works. That Maximus, I actually understood what he wanted. He was convincing. It worked out fine. Everyone else felt wrong. Like the writing was cringeworthy. There were attempts at humor, didn't work. Their logic was not there. There's plot holes that I'm not quite sure about, that they live on the moon, but they're talking about cars and things that they should not even know about. It's just very confusing, and the fight scenes are horrible. Karnak, who is a interesting character and kind of this hero that can kind of pinpoint the weaknesses in someone's technique or the weaknesses of a structure and, you know, take it out. Like, super cool. Here, super disappointing. The fight scenes are just not great. Why this is in IMAX, I have no idea. Other than a couple shots that, you know, a lot of this takes place in Hawaii. It doesn't look that good. I don't understand why they shot in IMAX. It doesn't add anything to it, and it does not, it's not good enough to justify a almost $20 ticket. So I paid for that ticket so that you don't have to. This will be showing on TV, on ABC at the end of September. So please just wait. We don't want to reward Marvel. We want to say, no, bad Marvel. And maybe they'll fix it. Because I had a lot of problems with things like Iron Fist, but then they corrected a lot of that in the Defenders. I had problems with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they fixed it. And the last couple seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really cool, and Ghost Rider is really cool, and they're working on it. Here, if people say, no, these things are bad, Marvel is smart enough to fix them. So don't reward them with your money so that they'll know, okay, something's wrong, and they'll fix it. Other things that didn't work, the editing was choppy. There were a lot of moments that it would just cut, and it's very jarring, and you're like, oh, that was the end of that scene. It just didn't work. Heads up, there is an after the credits scene, but it's horrible and stupid. The only redeeming thing for me was the villain, and we'll see if that actually pays off, and how that works in the longer story arc. So that's really all I want to say without spoilers, but just stay away, don't watch it. I'm sorry to tell you that, and so for me, because this is the worst of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I have to give it a 1 out of 5. But hopefully, this is just the pilot. This is just the first couple episodes. Maybe it'll get better, I hope, because I think the Inhumans are really cool, and I think these characters are really cool, and we didn't see that here. So hopefully after a couple episodes, they get into the groove and it improves a little bit. So now I guess we can cut to spoilers for just a few minutes. It's late, I want to go to bed. So spoilers. Spoiler warning. There's not much to really talk about. Black Bolt, I didn't mind the actor, but they put him in these weird, quirky scenarios where Black Bolt is now the comedic hinge of this whole show. That felt weird to me. Medusa's hair looked horrible, so they shaved it. So now I'm curious, for the rest of the show, is she now just like neutered, like she doesn't have her abilities anymore? Don't know what that's gonna mean. Karnak's abilities, I understand what they're trying to do. Didn't really work for me. when it just shows up like compasses and stuff, I was like, okay, so his power is what? Like, they didn't really explain it at all. And it might not even be the same as what it is in the comics, because that feels different. You know, him knowing which direction the sun sets isn't knowing the weakness of anything. I can't think of anything else really worth spoiling, because the spoilers don't really add or contribute to anything, because it's only the pilot episode. So there's no really big twist. I guess I didn't expect it to take place on Earth as much as it did, and as much as the series will, because most of the cast is on Earth. So that's interesting. I'm curious how it plays into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Will they do like an Arrowverse version where the shows come together once a year? I don't know. But anyways, that's really it. Down in the comments, let me know if you saw Inhumans, what you thought. And if you didn't, how you feel about this, because this is a huge bummer and really the first big loss for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even the worst things so far have still been better than a lot of other things. But this, there's no excuse for. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on IAYTD.
What I'm talking about is freedom. Freedom for all Inhumans.